Hello everyone and welcome to Game 2 of Execration versus Titan. This is the joinDOTA League Asia Division Season 2 Division 1. And with me once again is Don Horatio. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm surprised you got all those words out in the right order. That was
Oh
very
god,
impressive.
it's so hard. I don't know how to use words.
Also, you are also the most bipolar Twitter person ever. You call me your best friend, and I say I'm flattered, and then you just cuss me out. You're a real asshole, Travis. Oh my god. I also almost typed I'm flattened instead of I'm flattened. I don't know what that means. But, anyway, let's see what Titan can do in this game. Like, that last game, it's just... Both teams had slip-ups, but Titan's lineup, you could not afford to slip up in the spot that they did, unfortunately. So, I'm curious to see. They can get an Invoker if they want, though. Oh, they're going to go Lycan, though, on Radiant, so...
Well, the reason I mentioned that was that they banned it last time when they didn't have first pick, and this time they banned AA. So they pick up the Lycan right away. Execration responds by keeping the Naga Siren out of KYXY's hands, and they'll probably go for the Invoker once again, because if you don't, well, playing against an Invoker is kind of a bitch.
Naga likes to go mid a lot, though, so if they want to get Invoker too, then they have to work lanes around that, but they certainly could if they want to. There's also a Centaur still in the pool, and that's, I've said before, I think that's a hero that works out really well with a Naga Siren as far as the four-man fight ball, and then give Naga time to get her ass in gear, and Centaur's about as good as that as any hero in the game. And as far as the Lycan first pick, this is
reserve time.
I mean, I know everybody had to play this hero because there was that period where it's just you had to play Lycan if you had the chance because you win games.
Or you lost.
Even that considered, KYXYs play this hero a lot. They really do grab it whenever they have the chance. They don't really try to dance around like, oh, we don't have to pick Lycan if we don't want to. Maybe let's try really hard to not do this. Like, no, we're going to get KYXY a Lycan, so... He'll take it up, and it will be Naga Invoker for Execration, and Titan could get like a Centaur. This could be like the most broken heroes we've seen make their way into the first four in literally 10 years, Travis.
Wow, really? 10 years?
10 years since first four OP heroes picked. I don't understand why
It's almost like you would want to, like,
5
pick
seconds
really
remaining.
good heroes at first, you know?
I'm just really confused as to why Titan keeps first banning Nyx Assassin. They really respect this hero. I don't know. I mean, it's good.
I think that Nyx is respected a lot in the Asian scene. Basically because, yeah, Nyx is not that great of a hero on the surface, but if he gets a Stout Shield, you can't really harass him out of lane. He can always Spike Carapace, dodge stuns. He has a base regen that gives him a free ring of regen, so he's really sustainable. Not to mention being an agility hero, he benefits from getting a Poor Man's Shield, which is 100% miss chance, or 100% proc chance when you're trying to get harassed out by heroes. So that makes it so that he's always going to have a decent laning time. And if he gets into a fight and he carapaces at the right times against any heroes that don't have a BKB, such as a Naga Siren that wants to build a Radiance, a Lycan with Necro minions, an Invoker that throws out an EMP, even a Nature's Prophet just with Treants, or a Wrath of Nature, it gets really difficult. And the other thing about a Nyx Assassin as well is when it's played well, it feels like Nyx is everywhere on the map. And
5 seconds remaining.
A lot of Asian teams are really playing well.
Hero's pretty good.
That's
you
why.
got me.
I gotcha.
Reserve time.
I don't know. I would rather play against Nyx than play against an Invoker. But I guess in that last game, the Invoker was kind of underwhelming. He did go Quaswex, but...
I think Quaswex
I reckon he will maybe again with the Naga Siren on this team. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see. But Quaswex is certainly good, but like you don't get that instant... Those fights were just, the ones they were winning they took a while to kill people because the Invoker just doesn't have that much damage at the front end without the Exhort levels. But, I don't know. Titan, I don't know, we didn't really mention it, but because we were too busy ranting about Nyx Assassin because we're terrible, terrible casters. But it's fine. No, we're not. Please listen. But, Lycan and Nature's Prophet, they're going Rat Lord, full Rat Lord.
Right, absolutely. So, Chen banned out from Execration.
10 seconds remaining.
Pretty good Chen play coming out from Titan, and not to mention it's going to be really difficult to deal with that push, especially at like 2 or 3 minutes with the Lycan Wolves and how affecting all the Chen creeps. I'm interested to see if they actually ban or pick an Enchantress here, just to keep that out of their hands. I think picking Enchantress has its merits though, because with the Nature's Prophet and a Lycan, those are two pretty greedy picks in themselves, so it's kind of hard to punish a jungler. And Enchantress is actually quite good against Necro minions because she always just enchants the warrior. So it's not the best thing in the world, but it's certainly something. So they decided to go for Dazzle instead. They banned a Storm Spirit. trying to make sure he doesn't have that tempo controller. He also lanes pretty well against Invoker, and a natural Orchid builder that does pretty well against a Naga Siren before she can really come online. And also with Nature's Prophet TPing in and Howl damage, it's just a huge pain in the ass to deal with. So
Storm is a good ban against Titan. It's one of those. Yamate comes more from a carry background as far as I remember. So, but he doesn't have that as many like space creating mids. But Storm Spirit's the one I think of when I think of Yamate playing a snowball space creator mid. It's his Storm Spirits. They do take it out of the way. Titan's gonna go for a Lion, which is kind of fitting in with a little bit of the greed once again, like you said with the 2 first picks. Lion is a hero that needs his levels. He needs to get that level 6, but level 11 makes him able to fight a lot more frequently, which is one reason why you see him a lot mid. Except like Finger of Death is just it's a lot of damage, but it's really underwhelming until that cooldown gets lowered at level 2. So we'll see. And they actually will grab the Enchantress themselves, and
Radiant team
I don't know. I think it's a good hero. I think it'll work. It'll allow them to roam around a bit. Invoker should be okay in his lane. Naga Siren won't really die that much, and this is a hero that can affect all the lanes and make Titan's life a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that I think it was kind of risky. I don't know if I guess it is good to prioritize the Dazzle first over her though, and see if you can get it. I didn't really see the Lion pick coming as well. I'm willing to bet that Execration was thinking they were giving up Enchantress, but they are going to be able to get it.
5 seconds remaining.
Finger of Death really sucks against a hero with like the lowest strength gain in the game almost.
Enchantress is literally just dead.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Cast a spell on her. It's like,
Untouchable doesn't work with that. Also, I didn't really mention the bans from Titan. They banned out Darkseer, very good here with Naga Siren, and also Clockwork, incredible against Lycan because, yeah, you have Shapeshift to try to get away, but if you're stuck in cogs, whatever, it doesn't mean anything. Plus, he's a great rat hunter, so he'll be able to make the Nature's Prophet scared to do what he's going to be doing. And they pick up they're going full push here, so they pick up the Beastmaster, so with his passive as well as building an Assault Cuirass or a Necrom book of his own, he's going to be fitting Titan's lineup quite well.
The Zoo strat is real with Titan right now. They're going to have a lot of things to howl up. And be looking for their last support here. And Execration do ban out a Rubik, which I think would have fit into their lineup pretty damn nicely. So
banning Song of the Siren, or banning Rubik against Naga Siren is one of the
stealing Song, stealing Grave, stealing Weave. I guess stealing any Invoker spells is generally a pretty good take too. But some decent stuff. And even without that, you don't have to steal the greatest spell in the world to make Rubik useful. I mean, there's always small stuff you can grab that really helps out. So.
It's also, Execration has a greedy lineup themselves, so if Titan was able to get Rubik and Lion, they're going to get away with it. So,
yeah. And as far as what Titan, let's see, Execration looking for their offline hero. I think Clock and Dark Servants are pretty damn good. There's a
Centaur's still in the pool.
Potentially still in the pool.
Timbersaw's in the pool.
Options. Yeah, they got options. Timbersaw, 2 strength heroes, so that would be...
And a Nature's Prophet, which means that any of his lockdown is completely null and void as well.
Yeah, Timbersaw, that'd be a decent game for a Timbersaw. I wouldn't mind seeing that. It's a hero that's really fun to watch. You don't see it all too often, but I think if they had the last pick, it would be a little bit better, because right now Titan will have the ability to react to a Timbersaw pick if it does come through, and it's a hero you can react to decently well. But even so, I think it still would be alright. They've got actually a fair number of options. That Centaur Saw making it to the last.
The problem with taking a Timbersaw...
Oh my god, Execration's lineup with the Centaur would be out of this world, but...
Yeah, but the problem with the Timbersaw would just be the Lion has already got 2 disables.
Yep.
And it's going to be really difficult. He's not an offlaner that's going to be able to just fall back to the jungle, such as Doom or Batrider or Darkseer or Centaur. Especially because Enchantress is going to be occupying it already.
You have to hang around and just suck it up.
Reserve time.
Well, we'll see what they go for. Like I said, something that can fall back to the jungle is decent. They can go for the Doom. That's really greedy though, but that's something that Titan did in the last game. You can certainly see Doom again, like you said, the Enchantress in the jungle. So probably not the best choice. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing's perfect certainly at this scenario. They're gonna go for a Tinker, and they are dire side, so you can do Ancients with an offline Tinker. But this is something you really don't see very often anymore, and this is it's not going to add a lot until later in the game. Very greedy draft from Execration.
I think this is needed against the Zoo strat, though, because otherwise, one of the frustrating things about playing against Shadow Shaman and Death Prophet is that if you don't jump them and they set up, you already lost the fight. And all they have to do is just hit R. and
seconds
then you lose the
remaining.
fight. But Titan is going to have a lineup where if they just get all their minions
5
and then they
seconds remaining.
look at the tower for like 2 seconds and you don't react, it's gone. But having March of the Machines there is going to make it really
Reserve
difficult,
time.
not to mention Nature's Prophet's going to have a hard time split pushing. If it is an Exort Invoker, he can be sending the Forge Spirits constantly to be scouting places, and that's a Tinker can TP to those places and become the Gank Lord. And this kind of, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. I guess it's an offlane Tinker, like you mentioned, just being able
I
to do the
don't
Ancients.
see any other way they do this. It's not like they have anything like they don't really have any real. I don't know. They can't. They certainly can't go aggressive. So that means that they just can't do that with their lineup. Really, Tinker as the only hero I think you could really offlane here. Invoker's a pretty lackluster offlane. Naga needs farm. These heroes just the Tinker. It's imperative that he gets a good start in this lineup because if you're relying on him
10 seconds
as the
remaining.
majority of your defense against these waves coming from Titan, he needs a good start.
5
He needs
seconds
items,
remaining.
and throwing him offlane is like throwing
Titan
him to
has
wolves.
2
but
seconds left to pick a hero.
They go over Nax, and this is.
That's
I
a
don't think that was a random. I'm not 100% confident, but I'm pretty sure that was not a random. Well, we'll see how it pans out, but
if they randomed something, I'm sure they would have gotten like Medusa.
But this is a force the issue kind of hero, and I think against Execration's line, that's something you could definitely do. This Tinker needs to have the game of his life and just find magical last hits out of nowhere because it's not going to be fun. And I expect Titan will do their damnedest to ward up those Ancients and really reduce the area Tinker's able to get farmed. Because if he doesn't get a good start, doesn't get a couple of items,
I guess
fear
we're
for
doing a
Execration in
remake,
this
by
game.
the way, as who's I guess
What?
Everyone's left, man. Look at the chat.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh god, why are we still here?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, man. I want confirmation. Is there
5
game is safe
seconds
to
remaining.
leave?
Well, well, one player's back in.
KYXY is the only one here.
KOXY abandoned, though. I guess so.
Prepare for battle.
I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I mean, if KYXY is the only one in this game, I'm sure that Titan wins.
Wow.
I really don't know what's gonna go on. Alright, looks like we're gonna go ahead and remake. So,
God,
are you sure you want to
directions.
leave this game?
I think I do.
Alright, gonna have a quick remake here.
Alright. Before we did it, there is a lobby.
There is, and I'm in it.
Thank God.
You wanna join me?
Oh, I don't. God. No, I'm here. I'm kidding. I want to join you.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh, man. Oh, this Tinker. Good luck. That's all I can say. Godspeed, friend. The thing is, Titan's not one of those teams. Like, you need a little... You need a couple of levels. You can't just, like, go crushing towers right off the bat. With this team, the Axe certainly makes it so, but you need to get level 6 on Beastmaster. You want to get, ideally, a Necrobook on the Lycan as fast as possible. That's when things start getting really, really obnoxious to deal with this push. So there is a period of time where Execration will have to farm. Titan's lanes can be pretty aggressive, though. That, like, the Axe, if he gets to set the game he wants to, this is going to be a very, very hard game for Execration because he's the sort of hero that just disrupts completely whatever lane he's in, and it's imperative that Execration get farm, do decently in all their lanes to try and defend against what Titan has coming in the mid game.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult, but I mean, it is going to be a jungle, like, 4-position Axe, which is still good. I'm not sure. I think that I just still favor Titan's draft late game because if you make... It's kind of the same thing that Execration had last game, where if you just make one mistake, well, goodbye base. And your team. Like...
Yeah, it's
The line of execution is so
Zoo is strong.
razor thin for Execration that one mistake just costs them the game.
it's just similar to the last game in that if you switch the roles as far as who's allowed to slip up, and that's kind of what happens when you have a knock on your team. It makes it Naga makes it really hard to have a complete and total balls up of a fight because if you make a mistake once, it's like, oh well, whatever, we'll just songing, we'll get out of here, and you have to screw up again within the cooldown for the most part. So But if they do slip up and they do lose a Naga and they somehow lose a sleep fight, then all your buildings are dead. It's very similar to the last game if you switch the roles. And Titan's like, well, that seems like a good idea. I want to be able to just have buildings die for free. That sounds like a really good plan. So, it literally wins games. Sample size 1 for 1. That last game.
Just look at the last patch. Lycan's still very good. The only thing is that he's squishier in team fights and he's easier to gank when he's farming.
Is still...
The damage is still there. Nothing changed about the damage.
They have an axe. The Lycan will take literally no damage because axe.
God, I still can't believe that one game we played where that axe had 45 kills.
That axe had a lot of kills.
He had like
it was all your fault.
Dude, just because I died like 25 times.
He calls you in an encounter, he looks at you once and he can dunk you because you're a Crystal Maiden. It's like,
God, he could dunk me. I think I had like 900 HP, so he could dunk me from like 70% of my health. It was terrible.
So I don't know.
I was like
I don't play support, but now I do play support all the time. So
God,
I would know how it feels. My poor Shadow Shaman.
Oh, don't worry. I actually switched up my predictions. I was thinking the most deaths is actually going to be on Crystal Maiden instead of Rasta.
God, I think, dude, I just picked Shadow Demon to die because that hero is
so unfair.
Every game now, and he's always disrupting to save someone else and not his own hide, so he's just going to get wrecked.
It was so funny in the last fights. It was every time Yamate would static link someone, and then he'd be like, "Oh, hey, a free Shadow Demon." Just clicks him once, and he's dead. And he just goes back on
he threw himself. Like, he did what he had to do that game. That poor Shadow Demon. He just once you disrupt someone else, you're just complete food because there's no way to save yourself, and then you're literally dead. Well, so this game's gonna start in a second.
So
I don't know. All the heroes are picked. Oh, what? Oh, there we go. All right.
You just gotta wait for the time, you know.
We did it.
We did it. Oh, there's a TP immediately coming in from Ohio. He was given the woods. He's going to be warding up Enchantress's jungle, taking up teleport at level 1. So this before any of the introductions. Speaking of which, introductions on the side of Titan on the Radiant this time, we're going to have Yamate taking up the mid lane as Rexar the Beastmaster. On the support line, we're going to have Extinct. On the carry, well, Lycan, going to be KYXY. Pretty well known for this hero and playing him very well. As a support Axe, probably going to be starting off in the jungle with the 6 Tangos as well as 1 pooled. Does he own it? Yeah, he actually took it back. That's going to be net. And in the off lane as the Nature's Prophet, taking teleport level 1, we have Ohio.
Yep, and on the other side, the Pinoy boys, Execration, Ninja Boogie going to be taking up the Invoker. We've got Uwe on the Tinker. Naga Siren going to be played by Abang, Dazzle, in the hands of BGO1, and last but not least, Enchantress to be taken up by Fox.
Picking up 2 smokes right away, not to mention the sentries and observers. Not sure who else has them. Looks like she gave both of those to BGO1, so she'll find out in a little bit that her jungle has been warded. So, good play. I mean, obviously, Ohio's not going to have the trees to block camps at level 1, but he'll hit level 2 really early, and that's just the power of the options you have when you have a Nature's Prophet. So,
and there are 2 sentries on the side of Execration. They have 1 on Dazzle and 1 on Enchantress. So
it's just gonna take her a while to realize that her camp's rewarded.
We'll have to see if she can even get this D ward in the big camp because that ward's in a very obnoxious position. Yeah, so we'll see how efficiencies with the sentries, and that'll actually really help decide how this early game turns out a lot if depending on which wards they find and which ones they don't. So.
Yeah, this ward is the most obnoxious one. Fortunately, it's only blocking this small camp. The only creeps that really spawn here that are important are the Mana Burn creeps as well as the Alpha Wolf, so not the most important thing. The big camp, usually pretty predictable that you're going to see a ward around here or right here, so pretty easy to spot that D ward as well. But it looks like Fox is just going to settle with the pool. The hard camp over by the offlane here, which is what Ohio wants, ultimately. He didn't want that camp where he wanted to make sure he could pull some experience from it. And does pick up a Hellbear Smasher. Going to try to maybe get there, but no, Ohio's going to send a tree, and he's going to be able to scout it out. So Fox is going to have a tough time here.
Yeah, Ohio, I fully expect him to just be constantly summoning treants and making life a real pain for this Enchantress. He's one of those players who's, I think, you don't really think of him as like, well, a lot of people don't think of him as like the premier Nix's prophet. There's like, oh, like a lot of European players kind of tend to fall into that, but Ohio is the one who I think is most annoying with this tree ends. I think that's his special award in the offlane is most annoying Nature's Prophet player as far as like off-laning it goes. Like this phase of the game is where he's the strongest, I think. So.
Or Bulldog is really good as well.
He's level 3 right now, and yeah, he's doing pretty well in this offlane. It's mostly against just this Invoker with Quaswex eventually solo, so he should be doing all right. But
yeah, we'll be totally fine. In the meantime, also we do have a dual lane off lane. It's going to be Dazzle supporting the Tinker here, which is needed. Otherwise, Yui's going to get absolutely no farms. So the trade-off for that is that obviously Ohio is going to have an easy time. He's already got his Blades of Attack, going to be pretty close to Phase Boots before working on his Hand of Midas. Net, having an easy enough time in the jungle, has both parts of his Tranquil Boots besides the boots themselves to have delivered to himself, and Extinct able to get off some pulls, and KYXY able to get a lot of farm as well. He's actually only 7 for 5, but it's just, I mean, Dazzle's kind of a pain in the ass. He's also going to be there to stack Ancients so that Yui can march them. But in the mid lane, that's where the story is. Both players getting a lot of last hits. Yamate a little bit further ahead. He's actually caught under tower. No, I'll be totally fine. He is out of mana, though, so he's going to have to bottle crow a little bit. So, looks like the story is that everyone gets to farm. Enchantress is not going to be able to stack her hard camp. She's just actually choosing to wait out the wards. And she does manage to actually get a Wildkin as well as a Satyr Tormentor, and she goes ahead and smokes up and is going to try to head mid.
Yep, and getting first blood here would be pretty nice, and delaying those items, the initiating items on Beastmaster will help out quite a bit, I think. And well, let's see what they can get done. She's coming in. Going to be in. Does Bangham net skilled? Okay, he does. So net followed by the tornado, and can actually get him down. He's a pretty tanky dude. He doesn't have any bottle charges. Okay, now he uses one. Net
but Net's coming in. This could be turned around. He's only at 17 HP. Oh, but Yui comes in, kill secures with the laser. So
they get first blood. Takes 4 heroes to do it, but they did draw the mid lane hero out. Ohio gonna go ahead and take the experience middle while Beastmaster's on the sidelines. So not the worst thing in the world, but first blood does go to the side of Execration, and anything they can do to really make this mid game fight team of Titan a little bit weaker will certainly help out. So if they win the lanes, that'll help out quite a bit, but it won't get them quite out of the woods. We'll see. KOXY getting a little bit more space bottom now, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Not to mention Yamate actually hasn't taken any time to stack the Ancients, so now that he's behind in this lane, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to catch up. Normally, you see what Beastmasters do is they'll use the axes to push out the lane, and that also gives them the rune control. And then, if they can, they stand right here and they can axe these Ancients from that distance. But not going to be stacked there, whereas the Ancients are being stacked. It's already a dual stack here. For Execration, about to be... No, that's actually a triple stack.
That's right, triple already. They're going for a quad. Yeah, this is a good thing about having a support in your lane as an offlane Tinker, I guess, is you get a free Ancient service. You can stay in the lane yourself.
He's rushing Boots of Travel, too. He's actually really close to them.
He's going to get them. This stack is really big. He only has level 2 March right now. I want to wait till it gets level 3. But he's also fine in this lane. Like, he doesn't really need to leave.
Not to mention that they have Fox in the jungle now. So he's taking their creeps, which... Net is actually going to do the same thing, so just swapping jungles, but...
It's like, with the axe takes a lot of time to get online when you're jungling him like this, so you really can't do a whole lot until it gets a Blink Tagger, which is pretty much Net's forte, is getting blinks and using them, so...
Yeah.
But until then, he just kind of, all he can really do is jungle and, like, throw out level 1 Battle Hungers. That's not really that useful, so it's probably fine for him to be up here and just farm wherever you can.
It's kind of unorthodox. We normally see offlaners doing quite poorly, but due to obviously having a jungler in your opponent's jungle, knowing that there's a safety in that, as well as the wards, not to mention being supported if you're the Dazzle, or if you're Ohio, just having literally no one in your lane. It's just a 1v1 against an Invoker, which Nature's Prophet does quite well. Well, maybe not when he gets Cold Snap, Tornado, and EMP, but Ninja Boogie, he's under the tower. Ohio, he eats his way through some trees. Actually, he's in a body block. He's going to be able to get it. One more right click. No, he's not going to have it. But now Ninja Boogie's the one surrounded. He's trying to TP out, and he's going to be able to get away. But wow, Ohio.
Those phase boots really get their full worth there. I mean, just really, really annoying to catch that guy when he phase boots up. So he'll be able to stay around and get a little bit, but doesn't really have a ton of regen. There's one more tango, but...
This is the point in time where he just He's going to start leveling up teleport, so he's going to be able to go to base whenever he really wants to. Plus, he can obviously afford some TP scrolls. Mid lane, though, we did have a gank attempt onto a
going.
Song and Grave, and a courier does go down ultimately while there was a bottle crows, but Naga Siren's life is going to be saved.
That is a Song down for quite some time, though. 160 seconds on the sidelines. So.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't really think they need it for the next time. I mean,
next time she gets ganked, she's going to be dead instead of alive. But
there's still a TP Shallow Grave, which isn't as much of a cooldown. There's still a Tinker to come in. Speaking of Tinker, bottom lane, KYXY, he's popping the shapeshift, he's going to use it. Ohio coming in, he has a TP, and there's going to be a Sprout.
The longest spread I've ever seen.
Jesus Christ, that was from downtown. But he's going to have him trouble, and he actually got a Soul Ring. But there's the TP in from Ninja Boogie. He's going to turn this around. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. KYXY, his shapeshift just ran out. He's out of mana as well.
The Wolves going down on Ninja Boogie. He's like, oh, please have mercy. But, yeah, not quite. So that was a good reaction from Ninja Boogie, and that's the thing you can do with Quaswex Invoker that Quasexort really can't do is TP up and actually show it, save a teammate's life as opposed to just killing people in return, which he did too, but the Tornado certainly helps out quite a bit and helps him get a kill there, but...
Well, I mean, but since you get experience and gold for Sunstrike, so, like, there's literally no reason to leave the lane if that's all you're contributing besides Forge Spirits and a Cold Snap, so... I wanted to mention... God, what did I want to mention? Oh yeah, Tinker did take a detour. He actually went for a Soul Ring, so his boots of travel are going to be a little bit delayed, but it's obviously going to help him in getting that stack. Also, it looks like KYXY going to be going for the more aggressive build. Has picked up a Sage's Mask. Is going to be going for a Medallion instead of going for a BKB or a Necro Wide Array. What do you think about that?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sorry, I didn't notice what you said. I was watching Ancients get farmed. I just zoned out. Sorry.
Dire's
asked me.
KYXY is picking up a Medallion. Oh, speaking of which, there's going to be a yell on the BGO1. Ohio TP'd in as well. He's going to be going down. And Tinker, he was getting wrecked by those Ancients. And that tower's going to go down. Four heroes there. Extinct was smoked up behind, but...
They can easily get 2 out of this.
All the Ancients are pinged out, and Yamate is going to be taking this with the Whirling Axes, so... Nature's Rap's going to be helping out a bit, and you was just going to have to watch his stack die.
I definitely like
There's a TP in, though, from Ninja Boogie. He pings out the Extinct. He's going to be moving up. He has a Tornado. Oh, no! He gets Hex! He's silenced! He's also disabled. His mana's getting drained. He manages to Ghost Walk. He had that previously invoked.
Don't put it in the best location. Ninja Boogie's going to try and stealth his way out. He's coming back in, though. Was he... Well, they left, so he'll be okay. God.
He actually tornadoes. He invokes a Cold Snap. Extinct. He's a really low HP, and a Bing came in from the mid lane to try to get that kill as well. Lots of action, and we have a pause. So, in the midst of this pause, I wanted to say, KYXY is going for a Medallion instead of a BKB or an Necro. What do you think about that? Aggressive.
Medallion, I think, in this lineup, they probably... Well, if you're Dire, you definitely want to get it really fast. Because you just get Roche really, really easily with that. There's almost no reason not to get it. It helps your jungle out tremendously if you're not pushing out. So I just think in this, that just getting the Necrobook as fast as possible would be their best play. But Medallion is a good item. I just don't know if it's the right choice in this game. It will help them just blow people up, certainly. And it's really, really good in the jungle, but... I think going Necro and getting the push on before Execration is ready would have been the best play for him, but it's still a good item, so it could very well turn out just fine. So,
also, Enchantress looks like she's saving up for Hand of Midas, as she has 1,300 gold. And Invoker will be going for the Orchid Malevolence, not Detour to go for the Midas. So, same thing that... who am I thinking of? God, the mid player. A Bing that he went for last game. So we'll see... Same build, same hero. Going to be maybe some different execution, though, involved in that. And I personally think that this build is really, really important against heroes like Lycan or Naga Siren that rely on their ultimates to escape and be their trump card whenever they're farming, because you can burst people down really well, and the mana regen gives you pretty much infinite sustain, and the extra damage is excellent. So, actually, mid lane, Yamate, he's throwing out some axes. He was pushing the tower, but there's a TP in. Net, there's no mana for it. He actually already used it, and he's going to go down with the help of Ninja Boogie and BGO1. So, Fox actually comes in, throws out some imps, and decides he's not going to go for Hand of Midas, picks up a stick and some power treads.
Yeah, Yamate's, I mean, I don't know, you obviously don't want it to die there, but not the worst thing in the world that could have happened to you. Just space created, I guess. Ohio trying to get the top tower, but doesn't quite get enough damage on it in time to really do much of anything mid lane.
Well, Boots of Travel and Rearm is up on Tinker, so only one Tier 1 tower going down before that's all said and done, so all things considered, quite good for Execration. They managed to get past the laning phase.
Dude, check this tree. Look at mid right now. This tree up on top, scouting the high ground for net, so he knows if he's safe or not. Farming on the low ground. Ohio, such a friend,
such a player.
Net's got a blink.
Wow, that's really good. 11 minutes, not the best, but also not the worst, considering that he actually is a 4 position instead of an offlaner, like a 3 position axe, which is what we're used to seeing. But now they really need to start pressuring these towers. Ohio comes in, they're going to be able to get this tower. They didn't even commit Howl to that. But never mind, Avenge, he's going to be committing the Song, and there's going to be a Centaur, going to be stomping. They're pinging out Axe. So Net, the stomp. Oh, he blinks immediately. Avoids the stomp, but imp damage going to be on the Yamate. He spends the roar on the Ninja Boogie, but the Tornado EMP going to be able to catch him as well. There actually is no EMP. The imp damage is so much, but Fox is completely out of mana. He only has 6 charges to help him on the backside of the fight. The dunk coming in from Net, able to clean up Ninja Boogie, but the imp going to be there, 100 extra damage, but shapeshift from KYX. There's a Hex onto Yui. He's going to manage to get away, but both of them...
dunk, Net. Please, do it for me. Oh, come on. I wanted it. I wanted it so bad.
We didn't mention it, but Axe incredibly good against Dazzle. Oh, Fox, goodbye, friend. You're going to get dunked. Oh!
What? Wait. Okay.
It played the sound where it didn't work, but it actually did.
I think he just spun after he dunked, because he didn't get, like, the movement speed. So I think
so yeah, it
made the sound of it, I don't even know.
She healed up didn't get the movement speed, so it didn't work, and then he just right-clicked it, because...
She healed up mid-dunk.
It's an Enchantress with 25 strength, like, she's...
Volvo, please.
Pretty squishy.
Game figured out, but yeah, this is the time when that Blink Dagger timing is really nice. We're going to see actually a Shadow Blade on Ohio. Net apparently having some net issues. Second time he's DC'd this game, but... Yep, KYXY has got his Necro 1 up, so... He's working towards it. The blink timing is that good blink timing is going to help them fight a lot. This is their main initiation, and not their main. Well, they also have Beastmaster on top of it, but that's their blink guy. He's always been the blink guy. TI3 Orange, he was the blink guy. He's the blink guy now. He's the blink lord. But man,
KYXY listened to you, by the way. He has the casual Sage's mask, and he went ahead and went for Necronomicon. So I guess
KYXY, please close the stream. In that first game, he almost casted with you instead of playing. So
that's true. He joined the casting slot.
I was going to stand in,
and I was like, "You want Jeff to stand in?" And he said yes, but Jeff.
I don't think he wants me playing the Naga. Or like, well, we can only draft 2 heroes team.
Weaver and what else do
Weaver
I draft
and Weaver. Just Weaver, buddy.
Just Weaver. It's been a long time since you played Weaver.
I've been playing a lot of support. I don't know. You can't buy Blink. Well, you can buy Blink Dagger on Weaver. You just really.
But that's pretty stupid.
Dude, the Blink Shikuchi initiation. I'll never see it coming. Dude, Blink Bugs could be... No, that's terrible.
Speaking of item choices...
There's really no good reason to buy a Blink on that hero.
Ohio was picked up.
Dude, you can blink, and then you can time-lapse back to where you blinked from.
Hey, shut up. Ohio got a Shadow Amulet, so he's going to go in for Shadow Blade. Ultimate Rat build, and what do you think about that? Most of the time, we've actually seen more Force Staffs be picked up from Nature's Prophets, and...
I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't think there's not a huge need for a Force Staff this game. It's still decent, but I don't... Shadow Blade's just not that great anymore. I don't know. I would have opted for something...
The reason people
this game would probably be good, or an Orchid or a Scythe, I don't know. Some sort of disable for a Naga or the Invoker, I think, is good.
The thing about this, though, is we used to see whenever Shadow Blade, before a few nerfs, it was always used defensively because the cooldown was so good. But the reason people are picking Shadow Blade up on this hero nowadays is for initiation. You teleport somewhere in the trees, you Shadow Blade in, and then you just initiate with a Hex, and all of a sudden Lycan has his Boots of Travel, he can TP to your trees, or with the Beastmaster as well, with his minions, if they go for Boots of Travel later on. He actually picked up Power Treads, so They're not doing the Team Liquid strat where they go for Boots of Travel right away anytime they have a Beastmaster. Speaking of which, Beastmaster, he's going to be spinning the Roar on the Fox, who's also Hex, but Ninja Boogie coming in trying to buy himself some time, but he ultimately goes down to the Whirling Axes. KYXY, he's popped his Shapeshift, but Ninja Boogie going to be able to get out
please,
with
please, blind call. Blind call. Oh my god.
With the Ghost Walk, but that's still, all these towers going down with the Tinker. He can't do this. His, like, 3-arm time is just too long. And he has no items. He can't.
Yeah, this is when you run a dual lane Tinker. This is what the kind of problem you run into. He's also gone for some levels in Missile as opposed to finishing off March, which I guess has its merits, but like he just can't help defend these. If he's not helping defend towers, they're going to lose all their towers. Like you said, he's basically all they've got as far as wave clear. I mean, Tornado is something you don't want to waste it on. Dazzle, I mean, the creeps have to be there on your team to actually clear anything. Riptide's alright, but the Radiance is still a decent bit off, so... Well, by the time the song gets Radiance, they might be down to Rex, but we'll see. And then when they... I don't know. When she does have one, she'll have no space to farm, but Lion in a bit of a sticky situation, as is the Lycan.
Yep, Song is going to be used. Extinct, surrounded by a couple Nagasarnos as a Hellbear Smasher, but Shapeshift used. It's already off cooldown from KYXY, but Fox, he's going to be using some imp damage, trying to get there. How was used as well. Lion, Extinct, he melted down, but KYXY gets away, and that's the important thing because he's almost done with his Necro 3.
They spend a Song's down for 160 seconds, and they only get the support Lion, who's already back. This might be a time for Titan to go try and grab another objective. This is probably the best time they can find to fight. And Song Siren's still only level 10, level 1 Song at 50 minutes into the game, so that's, I don't know, that's rough. No other real way to put that.
Yeah, 3k EXP lead for Titan, and you wouldn't normally expect that from a Zoo lineup normally because you're so grouped up and you're fighting constantly that you don't have too much EXP to go around. But they've just been getting a lot of kills. Most people have been involved in a lot. Speaking of kill, oh my god, those reactions. And Tinker TPing in. Net's actually really low health. He could go down here. He's down to 53 HP, but the Tranquil Boot's going to be able to help him with the movement speed. And
where's the value point in Exhort for that, like, 100 damage Sunstrike? I don't know.
God, I actually did start going for the value point in Exhort instead of the 4th point in Quasa, just to have a Deafening Blast for a Disable to cancel a TP. I've actually liked it a lot.
joinDOTA. Dunk strategy.
Dude,
that doesn't sound very good. That doesn't really roll off the tongue like
that. It really doesn't.
But,
I mean, Invoker's my top hero on my profile. That means I know everything about him, right?
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I should change mine to Meepo, and then suddenly I'm no tail, but...
I played Meepo and Least played for the first time the other day. It was a lot of fun.
It is really fun. I just, like, every time I play that hero, I either lose the game for my team, or my team wins, not by virtue of anything I did at all.
I got called a Smurf, man. It was awesome. Except then I died because they had an Enigma, and he would just... Like, I'd go to blink poof someone, and if it wasn't him, he would just... Or even if it was him, he just black holes anyway, because I group up all my Meepos for a poof, and I'm like, oops, I shouldn't have done that for the 20th time. But
anyway, Necro 3 is done now on KYXY, so...
More importantly, there's a smoke here from Net and Yamate. Now they get the blink call, and the scream, and the dunk. Goodbye, Ninja Boogie. It's actually a roar, not a scream. Jesus Christ.
Ninja Boogie's got no buyback, so if they want to go for a Roshan, they certainly could maybe go for that if they want to. It looks like that is their plan.
Yeah, very easy Roche lineup. Ohio TP's in as well. He's got 2k gold, probably going to pick up the Ultimate Orb for the Scythe of Ice. And Lion very close to the Blink Dagger. And Yamate, going to be pretty close to the Mechanism as well. This is
This next fight for Execration is going to be
really hard.
Really hard. Like, KOXY manages to pick up the Aegis and not deny it, so well played from him. But
wow, wow.
Okay, well, Execration, to win this fight, they need. What did they need? It's so hard. They need like a sleep into the greatest, like a 5-man tornado EMP, like.
They don't have a trump card teamfight ultimate. They don't have a black hole. They don't have an RP. They don't have a Darkseer with a vac wall.
The thing is, their teamfight's actually like it's not that bad. Like they have a really good start and really good setup, but once that initial burst is through, Tinker throws out his spells, and then they don't really have a whole lot after that because there's no radiance damage to sustain. It's actually almost done on a bang. I said like I thought he might never get there, but last couple minutes he's actually been farming pretty efficiently. So. Gonna have that Radiant sub kind of soon. That'll help out pretty well. Trying to
The beauty of it is that when you send your illusions out, it makes it tough for Axe to blink in, and as Lion as well, because the Radiance is going to keep resetting their blink daggers. So that's nice. It's going to also be like a lot of teams lose games whenever they're cooped up in their base and they can't safely go push out waves. But the beauty of an illusion Radiance hero is that you can always safely push out your waves with those illusions. So
they have an illusion Radiance hero and a blink Tinker. Like they actually are better suited against this sort of push lineup than most, I think, as far as being able to TP out at the map, clear waves, and then just come home and be not dead. But we see it. I'm back finished up on the Beastmaster. This, like calling an Ninja Boogie, can actually get the dunk. Lion just steals the dunk because he's a real asshole.
There was also a roar spent on that as well. But
oh my goodness, goodbye.
Jesus. Damage hurts.
Yep, so Invoker's not for another 30 seconds, so this tier 2 mid should probably go down. March should be pretty annoying to deal with, but you can't march forever. Well, yeah, you can almost, but not actually forever. But where are the creeps?
Net's actually chasing Fox here. He does have his blink, he has his blade mail, he has all the tools he needs, and Fox is pretty squishy. But he's going to sproink back to safety, so he'll be fine. Yep. Also, cute play from Ohio with the Treant, cutting the wave back, and he's always doing this stuff like you mentioned, and surely no shortness of it there. And I think it was smart of Execration to just give up that tower. They can't really win a fight at the tier 2, even though Primal Roar was down, but they really need to take a tier 1 before they really consider contesting their tier 2s.
Yeah, pretty much. I like, so Ohio's actually almost got a Scythe Ice now, and once this happens, Tinker's going to have a much sadder time, because Ohio can just TP in, Shadow Blade, and then sneak Scythe up on a Tinker, so that's going to be those one things that a lot of them actually pick this Tinker off, and then once they can do that on the map, he suddenly won't be able to push out lanes as freely as he was previously, and that'll make the push a lot easier for Titan as well, so that Scythe Ice is going to be a big item for them.
Titan starting to prioritize map control as they pick up a gem on Yamate. Beastmaster not one of those heroes you really think of when you think of a great gem carrying hero such as a Storm Spirit or a Bat Rider, but the Hawk always gives you vision. The Beastmaster, or the actual Boar from Call of the Wild, you can just that is your ranged attack, so you can de-ward with that as well. And so yeah, the gem pickup really smart for Beastmaster, and he's already checking the runes by Roche. He'll start walking to the jungle, and that'll make it much harder for Execration to maintain map control.
Yep. Titan really, they just want, at this point in the game, they need to just try and starve Execration out, farm their jungle, and then just make them slip up trying to find some farm, and then go for it, and then get that pick, and then try to push off of that. Because it's even despite what I said earlier, it is really hard to run into a Naga and try to fight against it. Even with the Aegis, it's not something you can do if you can avoid it. Oh, but BGO1 can get caught out, and they've stunned up, and he will go down. No grave for you, good sir. So
I don't even think, to be totally honest, I don't even think that they're going to fight. I think they'll just go BKB and hit their axe, and
they could, yeah, they should probably just go for the start and only push if a mistake is made, because there's really no reason to throw away the control they have right now. It's only 9-6 in kills, but when you have a 6-tower lead and your farm net worth is over 15,000 in favor of the side of Titans. So Scythe of Ice done on Nature's Prophet, and this is that pick-off tool. Well, and they have, they already have 10,000 pick-off tools, now they have even more, so
the annoying thing about playing against this, too, is against some lineups you think, like, okay, as long as we survive. So, I don't know, like Na'Vi versus Alliance Game 1 from the TI3 Grand Finals, like, all Alliance had to do was stay alive. Because
Scythe on the Yui takes a Shadow Blade crit, or just a... Yeah, no, it's a Shadow Blade crit. Not quite enough. They didn't have to help out there. Net thought about blinking it, but couldn't quite get it. But
the annoying thing is that this lineup is really good early, but they're really good late. They have a lot of damage, and it's basically just a, okay, well, we have good late game, and we punish mistakes better than you. Like, what do you have on that? Naga Siren can only do so much. This is a tri-core lineup. I mean, Tinker doesn't become a carry. Yes, he has a lot of great burst and physical damage as long as he can catch someone out. He pretty much 1v1s anyone. But Invoker, he's gone Colossal X. It's going to be a long time before he does any physical damage. And Naga Siren's an illusion hero. She's meant to just have lots of damage over time with illusions that are so tanky.
They get roared up. And that's the mistake you can't make. And, well, he does have buyback if they want to, but this is the time where they can maybe try and push, force out a buyback, force out a glyph, force out something. But this is without March. They can look to maybe get a little bit done here.
Yeah, and you say you can't make a mistake like that, but trying to not make a mistake against this team pretty much means you just don't do anything on the map ever.
That's the thing. It's going to happen eventually. Invoker actually gets the Nature's Prophet. I didn't even see where that happened. But,
he has his Orchid done, so he had done the Ghost Walk, Cold Snap sort of thing.
Oh, there's the buyback, and Titan wisely just back off as soon as they can. The song even to be used, trying to catch him out.
And they can't.
Not quite going to get there.
Vision from this Radiant Observer Ward, let KYXY and Yamate know exactly how far away they need to be. So Song is down for the next 120 seconds.
Tinker is back, though. I mean, obviously he had the buyback, so next pick off they get of him will be a very, very good one, because then they can truly push.
Ninja Boogie trying to pick off KYXY down here. Tinker's going to be coming in. Orchid is used, so he can't shapeshift. Cold Snap is there as well. No EMP invoked, or Alacrity, but in the meantime, Nagasiren gets picked off by Net. So, I'm not sure if that's worth it. They'll get a tier 1 tower off of this, but
structures are fortified.
You really don't want your Nagasiren to be going down at this point.
Trying to get that Shadow Blade pick off on Ninja Boogie, following him around. He's decently tanky, but... Oh. I went for the auto attack first before the Scythe. We're trying to get that crit in, but fast Ghost Walk for Ninja Boogie, so not going to happen.
Yeah, fast fingers. He already had it invoked, so he didn't have to hit 5 buttons. He only had to hit 1, so good for him. Net, so he has picked up his Pipe and his Blade Mail, so he's really difficult to bring down here. We haven't looked at Rexar in quite a while. He's just bought the gem, and he's still sitting on the drums and mech. Probably going to go for, going to be an Aghanim Scepter. I was thinking maybe an Ags or an Assault Cuirass, just because if you get an Assault Cuirass on Beastmaster, it free carry KYXY to build a damage item such as an Abyssal Blade. But maybe he'll be going for that. He actually is going to tank up and go straight Heart. But the Ags on Beastmaster are great. Pretty much increases your range by about 50%. Very valuable. And I consider it core on Beastmaster. But speaking of Beastmaster, going to be spinning the Roar on the Ninja Boogie. Ohio TP's in. KYXY spends the Shapeshift as well. And X Sync, he's coming in. Well, goodbye, Avenge. That's going to be an Nagasiren down. No, Shallow Grave is going to be used. He's going to buy some time, but he's eventually going to go down. Imp damage going to be dissuading KYXY for maybe a little bit, but never mind. Fox, he's going to go down as well.
Dissuaded right now.
Net, he's actually diving in the base as well. He has a call, he has a blink as well, and Enchantress, she's going to get dunked. Never mind, KYXY steals the kill. Currently, there's a buyback coming out from Nagasiren, so she'll be trying to, but this is still a 2v5.
They can just back up and just push other lanes. They don't have to fight. That's a buyback that Abang really did not want to spend.
Roche just came up as well.
This is good. They may want to get another pick off before they do this. They do kill it really fast, though, so if they push all the lanes and run back and take it, not a whole lot stopping them, but a Song still is online, wasn't used in that last fight, so if they do go for Roche, they will have that, but it might be pretty hard to contest this with KYXY and Ohio already in the pit, given the old Smackaroony and Howling Boost as well, so this will go down pretty fast.
They take it down really well. So that's going to be your Roche, and now Execration, I just don't know, man. I don't see how they can take this fight. I mean, fortunately, Titan's being greedy and no one's building BKB, so Invoker's going to be able to get all of his spells off, but we've seen him not really be that effective. And he went for a pick-off build. He didn't go for a team fight build. He didn't get a Scythe of Vice or an Aghanim Scepter. So that's going to be difficult. He's actually going to be going for a Force Staff. But still, I feel like Titan just has the better everything at the moment. Maybe besides the better high ground defense. But who needs high ground defense whenever you're just constantly on Execration side of the map?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Force Staff earlier on Ninja Boogie might have been the better decision. It's a better positional item. Right now, he's kind of, I would say that Ninja Boogie is the best initiation Execration as far as starting off a team fight, other than Song. But if you have a Force Staff, you can make a few more plays on your own as far as controlling fights. So,
what do you think about?
It's nice, but
what do you think about Ohio's decision to be going Mjolnir here? Is probably just going to be. I mean, obviously the attack speed and wave clear is great, but probably just going to be to put on the KYXY or Net whenever he's going to a fight. What do you think about that decision instead of going
it's more damage. It's more damage on towers, which is what they're really looking for, and then Mjolnir buff, obviously ridiculously good. Putting that on the Lycan is, I think, it's the best target for it. Or him or Net is actually, they're both perfectly legitimate choices. Mjolnir's just a great pickup in the situation. No reason not to get it.
Makes sense.
The deeps are real. He has so much damage.
if you're Execration, what's your game plan? Like, you're cooped up in your base. You're only pushing out with Naga Siren Illusions, and I mean, like, Fox has just sat here, like, doing nothing for the past 5 minutes.
What can he do? Like, the jungle's warded up, and they know that. They know they can't do anything about it because map control's completely outside of Titan. So,
like, are they just? I mean, they think that they can still win because they haven't GG'd out.
You have to wait for Titan to make some sort of error pushing high ground. Or that could happen.
Axe happened.
He's on a mega kill streak, dude. Titan, Net specifically is just what a play.
Oh.
Over, man. You might as well just GG out. He's literally too good on the blink. So.
I mean, are you just banking completely on your Naga Siren? We have 3 damage dealers, and Axe is a support, but he's really good late in the game, and he's going to be going for his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to be able to dunk Enchantress and Dazzle from full health.
Yeah, they don't have a good solution for this Axe right now, because Tinker can march machines all he wants. Axe runs in with Blade Mail, or just like blinks in from behind the march, and just does absolute work. Bottom lane had to bring all the heroes down to deal with the Lycan, and he still gets the tower. And
not to mention Ninja Boogie orchided a tree. Not to mention top lane. Fox, he's going to be yelled at. Net, his Blink Dagger, he's there.
What do they even do? Like, they can't. It takes all their entire team to kill KYXY. They can't.
They didn't even kill KYXY. He just sat there.
This is the Lycan that people just wanted to ban and not play with in every game earlier in the last patch. Like, it's just too much. Like, what do you do? Well, I guess you can full snap him, but then Ohio shows up and scythes you and tries to kill you. But or just smacks your racks because who even cares? And the top lane, like, it's just, I mean, there's nothing they can do. Titan are playing this too smartly.
It's one of those things where if you're patient enough, you win.
Yeah.
Like, Tinker comes in. He actually decided to go for Dagon instead of Scythe of Ice, and he does manage to take out Ohio, but KYXY going to avenge his death. Maybe there's a cold snap, and KYX is like, oh yeah, there's a free Rax here, so I'll go ahead and take that instead.
The way, like, the Dagon choice, I mean, if Tinker doesn't do the damage, who else is going to on this team? Like, there's...
All they have to do is build BKBs. Like, they've just been greedy and not built BKBs because they think that they don't have to. And yeah, Yamate, he loses mana, but, I mean, they still take down the Rax. The melee Rax is still up, so it was only a ranged, but this is just gonna keep happening. Like,
yeah, it's gonna only get harder with the racks that are currently down.
Yeah, and AC gonna be picked up on Lycan, so Beastmaster not gonna be picking that up. I was kind of expecting him to go maybe Deso and let Beastmaster pick up the AC, but Yamate doesn't have necessarily the farm to do that. Axe, he's finished his Aghanim Scepter, so Net gonna be a lot more powerful. Also able to dunk people through grave a little bit more easily. Extinct, he went for the Force Staff, and what else on the item progression? I mean, Enchantress, Fox's Society is going to go for an Aghanim Scepter, but is his imp damage really that effective?
I don't think it matters what he goes for, because he's not going. He's literally only getting, like, passive gold because he can't farm anywhere. Because the few creeps that can be farmed up, if you see a trade EMP in the nets.
Let's see if the whole team can defeat Net and Extinct. Oh wow, that grave instantly saved him from. But now this gives Ohio and at KYXY, they don't want to react, actually. They're staying in their lanes, and they just back off. This is 3v5.
They can't kill anybody. Like, if they don't get heroes with a sleep combo or tornado EMP into something else, they're not going to kill anybody. They just don't have damage. Like, this Enchantress brings nothing. She doesn't have creeps. She doesn't have Ags.
At least she's on a Chen. Like, if you're a Chen at this stage in the game, where you rely a lot more heavily on creeps and Enchantress, then...
If you're a Chen, at least you can use Hand of God and heal your team. This Enchantress literally provides nothing at this point in the game. That's the problem. I mean, there comes a point where if you've had a bad start in Enchantress and you have nowhere to farm because your team lost all their towers, what do you do? Like, I don't know. Life's hard.
Alright, well, it's our job to hype up this game.
Alright, well, this fight should be intense.
Goodbye, Rats.
Except that they're probably just going to rat this. Oh, they're not ratting. Ohio and KYXY in the same place for the first time this game. But Net trying to be... I don't know, trying to be that guy, man.
But he gets orchided right away, so good reflexes. But Fox, he's going to be yelled at, going to be blown up instantly. VGO1, he has to retreat the fountain, gets crit once, has to use the grave on himself, but gets dunked through it. And, well, Naga Siren retreating to the fountain. Ninja Boogie, he has to ghost walk away. Yui gets sheeped. He's going to get dunked again. No, he's not. He's actually going to die to the Molnir proc. And Ninja Boogie, he has to retreat back to base. His Ghost Walk is on cooldown. And Tornado's going to buy him a little bit of space, but they can just dive the fountain with this net. He's going to be blinking and he's calling. He's actually... Blade Mill doesn't work on the fountain, buddy. That doesn't have a whole lot of health, but KYX manages to finish his job in the fountain. There's a buyback instantly. And that's
Ninja Boogie, please have mercy, team. And yeah, it's just like...
You just couldn't do anything. That's...
Titan, they were ahead, but when the way they played the top racks, bottom racks push at the same time, that the only way for Execration to get back into the game was some miraculous high ground defense. And the way they played it meant that just couldn't happen.
Well, Rex are feeds.
Dude, fake GG.
Yep.
No, they're
so, do you think it was just an outdraft or what? Like,
it's just the Tinker was a decent idea, but they had to sacrifice a lot of support's time to try and keep him alive and make it work. But at the end of the day, an offlane Tinker with low levels, when he's the man you require, like I said at the start of the game, he has to have a good start for them to have any chance to defend anything. And he did alright, but they sacrificed a lot to do it, and then he just wasn't able to make up for it either. Their anti-push wasn't great. The Enchantress, 1-6 and 2, warded off jungle at the start. She did not have a fun game. She just didn't have the impact on the early game that you need to on Enchantress. You want to gank, you want to help push some towers maybe. They didn't take a tower. Did they ever get a tower?
They got the tier 1 bottom, and that was it.
Okay, so they got a tower eventually, but this Enchantress really brought nothing. The Dazzle did the best he could. I mean, you're just a Dazzle. You can't help kill people. They just had no damage. They had nothing to kill anybody. Like, they had a Quaswex Invoker, and August Iron needs 10,000 years to get damage, and Enchantress with a poor start, and a Tinker was literally all they had. Like, he had to go Dagon to have any chance of killing anyone, and it just didn't happen.
Well, as the series wraps up, Titan and Execration are going to be ending this best of 2 tied 1-1, so that's going to just be affecting their group standings. That's going to be it for us for the next just 1 hour. Actually, 1 hour from this time, we're going to be back with, let me go and check who exactly we're going to be casting.
Monomaniacs versus Team Red.
Yep, so Monomaniacs versus Team Red, that's going to be both of us back at this channel in 1 hour's time. So I think I'll just be leaving the stream on if you want to hang out. In the meantime, go ahead and watch some more Dota, play some more Dota, and if you liked us or hated us and want to let us know, you can find me on Twitter at CallMeRoxas. You can also find Kyle over here at Don Horatio. If you enjoyed the tournament and you enjoyed the game, make sure you support both the teams that brought us this great game, both Titan and Execration, as well as supporting the tournament. Find more information at joinDOTA.com. So,
buy compendiums.
Oh, and buy compendiums, of course.
Harumph.
No Pudge Arcana. So.
No Pudge. Well, we can't stop the Russians.
We can't stop the Russians. All right.
There are too many of them.
In Russia,
I have terrible Russian voice, but
Jesus
we
Christ.
like Pudge.
All right, I'm gonna mute us now. Thanks
Shoot
for tuning
arrow, hit
in.
Arrow.
See you in an hour.